Hi everybody, Sarah Louise here. So sorry I've been later than expected. I was originally going to be doing tonight's live at 9 p.m, but I've had a new phone delivered today and I didn't realise that the company would deactivate my old phone before I'd even set up my new one. So it's been a bit of a nightmare to get everything set up on my new phone, get used to how to work it, and I also needed to access the notes from my email to be able to do this live. So I do apologise it's later than expected, but if there's not many people that get to watch it while it's live, at least it's going to be put up on my Facebook wall for people to watch whenever they're free. So what I've planned to do is I'm going to go live for 7 days in a row, or should I say 7 evenings. It's going to be the evening in UK time. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a 7-step by step strategy. So it's all to do with social media strategies. And this will be for not just Facebook, but you can use this on any social media platform at all. So what I'm going to be doing is it's from like my perspective, what I've been doing with my business that's really helped my business grow in a short space of time. And what I do then is I pass on anything that I feel is working for me. I then pass that back on to you guys, and then it's up to you whether you want to take what I'm saying and try it in your business. But my lives are really there to help either people that are just starting out, that haven't got any experience yet in the industry, or are suffering with feeling stuck, feeling overwhelmed. Those people that maybe aren't getting consistent sales and they are struggling. My Facebook Lives will help lots of people in different industries. So it doesn't matter what niche or market you're in. These are really just for any kind of home-based business, MLM, affiliate marketing, any kind of online business at all. And also some of these strategies as well, you can use offline. So it's not just all about online. Sometimes you can generate the leads online to then take the sale offline. So it works in both ways. So I'm just going to wait just a few more minutes just for more viewers to connect, and then I'll make a start. So if you're watching the live now, if you can put the word live in the comment box and tell me where you're watching from, as I like to know at this time with it being quite late in the UK, I think it's just gone 11 o'clock. So I just want to know who's actually watching and what time zones and where you're watching from. And then if you're watching the rerun, I want you to put the word rerun in the comment box and also where you're watching from. So as I get notifications over the next few days, weeks, months, I can see who's watching me from where, which obviously helps me as a person know when ideally to post and who my audience is. So just wait a few more seconds, and then I have written some notes. I may have to refer to them occasionally. I want to make sure I don't miss anything out to help you guys as much as possible. So I do appreciate, I've got quite a lot of you on, so I do appreciate all of you watching. So I'm going to make a start. So regarding your social media strategy, a lot of people when they start a home-based business, they'll buy into the business and then straight away they just become focused on, I need to sell, I need to recruit. But what they don't do is they have no social media strategy in place. So they don't actually know what they need to be doing on a daily basis. They don't know what they should be posting. They don't know who their audience is. They don't really know what to do daily. So therefore they're just more or less winging it. Now, if you don't have a clear vision of what you want to achieve with this business, then you're never going to know how to accomplish what you need to therefore be successful. So you have to have a really, really clear vision from the start, because the thing is the more clear you can be with your vision, the easier it will be to overcome hurdles and bumps in the road as you come into those. Everybody in any business has those days where something goes wrong, or they're tired and they've had enough, they're struggling. But if you've got that clear vision ahead of you, it's far easier to keep yourself focused, to pull yourself through that. Where if you're winging it day by day and you don't have a clear vision, it's very easy then to become overwhelmed by social media, get lost in the crowd, and then before you know it, you've become still, and then you're feeling intimidated by everybody else around you that's having success, and then people just give in, and then they just sack it off, then they stop doing it at all. So I'm here to try and reassure people that if you keep yourself laser focused, as I call it, then when you do have these struggles, you can then overcome those and move forward. So to start with, you need to be thinking about your goals and your vision for the business. What do you actually want this business to do for you? And then you've got to tie in, how will social media enable that? So you've got to think to yourself, what does a business do? What does a business need? And how can I use social media to get that across? So you need to be super, super focused on what you want to do on social media and daily. So it's really, really important that you focus every single day on what you need to achieve to get your results. So I'm just going to go to my notes, won't be a second. Right, so here we are. So most people blow it at the start because they're just too vague. So you need to be really, really detailed with what you need to do on a daily basis. So you need to think about, where do you want to be in a week, in a month, in a year, and then you have to tailor your social media around that. So you have to think about your social media strategy going forward. You need to sit down and you need to think about, what do you actually want to accomplish with your business? What do you want to accomplish like in the next 30, 60 and 90 days? Because if you don't think about it in the next 30 days and then the 60 days and the 90 days, if you think about it as just a whole, you can end up being just overwhelmed again. So if you've joined a home-based business because of financial reasons, if you want it to generate more money, for example, if you want an additional source of income, you want to get out of debt, you have to be very, very clear. If you think, oh, I just want to make more money, you're not being clear enough. You have to really, really get into the fine details. You have to think to yourself, how much money do you actually want to make? You know, how much money do you want to make in this business a week? How much money do you want to make in the business in a month? Then you have to ask yourself, how much is my average sale? Then you think to yourself, how many sales do I need to make daily, weekly and monthly to then hit that goal of that money that I want to earn? So for example, if you wanted to earn 10,000 a month and the products that you sold were 1,000 each, then you need to make 10 sales to get to 10k. Then you have to work backwards and think, how many people do I need to speak to on average to make one sale? If you need to speak to 10 people to make one sale, you need to speak to 30 people to make 3 sales. You need to speak to 50 people to make 5 sales. So you have to think about, how much money do you want to earn at the end of the month, and then break it down into weeks, so you know how many you need to do each week. And then you need to scale it back again and think, how many people do I need to speak to on a daily basis to get a sale on average? Because the thing is until your skill set is getting better and better and better, it's a numbers game, and you're going to have to speak to a lot more people when you first start out. But the better you become with your skill set, you'll find that you close sales a lot quicker. And then when you start to close sales quicker, it takes the pressure off you having to speak to as many people in a day. And then you'll find that it's easier to know where to find these people, what questions to ask. But this takes time. So at the beginning, you're going to have to speak to a lot more people, like 50 to 100 people in a day. But then as you start to get results, then you can scale that back. And the thing is once you are getting results, then if you want to then scale it up, you're able to, but you're not having to speak to as many people in a day to reach your target. So then also you need to be thinking about, what do you want to achieve with your business? Are you looking for financial freedom? Are you looking for time freedom? Are you looking for location freedom? And then you have to ask yourself, what are you going to do to get that? So if you want to have location freedom, what are you doing to have location freedom? So me, for example, I used to have my wedding stationery business, and I used to have to work from my desk in my spare room, which I converted into an office. I desperately, desperately wanted location freedom, which is why I sold that business and I do what I do now. So my goal was to sell that business, and then I knew by doing this business that I could work from the beach, I can work from a cafe, I can work from a hotel, I can travel anywhere now in the world with a very, very short amount of notice because I take my business with me. So I was very, very focused on what I needed to do for me to be able to have that location freedom. So you need to go back to yourself and think, what do you need and what do you have to do to be able to do the same. And you have to make it very clear on social media to your audience what you're wanting to achieve, because like attracts like. If you're wanting to have location freedom, then you have to make that very clear on your page that you have that freedom to do that, or you're striving for that freedom, because people are going to look at your page and think, oh, I'd love to do that. I'm sick of working in an office. I'd love to be able to work from a cafe. I'd love to be able to just travel abroad and take my business with me. So again, you have to be laser focused on what you want to achieve, and make sure that when you're putting that on social media that it's very, very clear. So you might think that, oh, I'm only working from a cafe, I don't need to put a post up about this. But you actually do, because if somebody's got a 9-to-5 job and they're working in the same office, in the same environment, day in, day out, week in, week out, if they could work from somewhere like a nice cafe and have a nice piece of cake, you know, people would absolutely love that. So it's not all about traveling abroad all the time. It's about just being able to work from wherever you want. So sometimes I'll work from the park bench, sometimes I'll work from the cafe, sometimes I'll go to a bar, but it's being able to, I make that choice. Where if you're employed, you go to an office every day, you sit at the same desk, and you are structured with what you've got to do. So if somebody is really, really fed up with that and wants to change their life, they're going to be inspired by you and your story on your social media page. So then the last part I just want to talk about is you need to be focused on your business going forward of why are you on social media. So when you think about social media for your business, are you wanting to generate more leads into your business through social media? Are you wanting to create more brand awareness? You know, are you wanting to, reach a larger audience? Are you wanting to go like global? Where at the moment maybe you just tailored towards, say, like the UK or the USA or wherever you're from. You know, social media can open up a world that is just huge, but you have to be, again, clear on what you want your business to do on social media, because then you have to tailor your content for those people. So if you're wanting to reach people in a different country, then you have to be posting your content at the peak times that they're on social media. You have to be making sure that you're very clear to those people in a specific country if you're trying to attract people from a specific country. So you also need to be measuring your results. So if you want to, say, generate more leads into your business, you have to be measuring it on a daily, weekly and monthly level. So then you have to look at what you're doing daily, weekly, monthly, and think, wow, you know, on Monday I got like loads of leads in. Then think to yourself, what did you do on Monday to get those leads? Write it down and measure it. Then if you didn't have as many leads on Tuesday or Wednesday, what did you miss on Tuesday and Wednesday that you did on Monday? You know, is it just the fact that it's just like that anyway? Or did you do something specific that really drew the leads into you that maybe you're not doing consistently every day? If you want to grow your following, for example, you need to be measuring how many new followers have you got daily, weekly, monthly, and then look at what you're doing on social media and then thinking like, wow, I've got loads of new followers today. You need to think to yourself, what did I do today? Why have I got more followers? Where have I been? Who have I been speaking to? Think to yourself, did you do a Facebook Live? Did you post in some groups? Did you put something with really high engagement on your Facebook profile? It's really important that you know what you're doing daily and then measuring the results, because if you don't look at what you're doing and you just kind of like, oh, I'll post this and I'll do a Facebook Live here and I'll add a few people in a group and I'll add 30 people today. If you're not really clear what you're doing every day and you're not actually writing it down, then everybody's busy. I fully get that. Everybody's busy. But you will not remember by Friday what you did on Monday unless you write it down. So again, it's all about being really, really clear. Now, this doesn't take long. This is super, super easy, step by step by step. But just get yourself a calendar, you know, like an A4 or an A5 with one day per page, and literally just write down what you do. Then write the results next to it. It's super, super easy. Then you can go back again, you know, from previous weeks, and go back again previous months. And then, you know, at the end of each month, tot up, the figures of certain things that you wanted, tot up your sales, tot up your followers, tot up your leads. So then you can compare your 30 days to your 60 days to your 90 days. And then it enables you then to be growing in your business and looking at what you're doing, because you can waste a lot of time on Facebook. But if you're constructive with your time, you can make a lot of money. But if you're not focused on what you need to do daily, you'll end up just doing this while you're scrolling, and then you'll start liking people's posts, and then you'll start commenting. But you have to make sure that it's income generating activities on Facebook. If you're just liking everybody's content and passing comments and liking, but if you're not actually having conversations with people, like a minimum of say 10 people a day, if you're not having a one-on-one conversation with people in Messenger or on the phone or an email, you're not going to be closing sales. You're just going to end up being a very popular Facebook friend, but you're not going to end up having this to show for it at the end of the month. So there's a fine balance between having engagement on your Facebook profile to be seen, but remember, if you talk to people in Messenger, then they will also see your content in their newsfeed. So the algorithm will boost your posts in their feed if you're talking to them in Messenger, as well as if you like their posts. So don't always just make it all about liking and commenting on their posts, because you get the same result by talking to people in Messenger anyway. But the good thing with Messenger is you're having a one-on-one conversation with somebody, for you to be able to build up rapport, build up a relationship, so they know, like, and trust you. And then that is going to turn into more sales and more conversions. Where liking and commenting on people's posts all the time, that's not going to turn into sales. It's not going to turn into conversions, is it? But having one-on-one conversations will. So just make sure you're not spending hours on Facebook, liking and commenting on everybody's posts, but they're not actually getting the results, because you're in business to make money, you're in business to change your life, and you're in business to impact and help other people around you. So you need to look at what you're doing daily, stay super, super focused, and then think, what do I want to achieve by the end of each day? Make sure you write down the things that you want to do. Then what do you want to achieve by Friday at the end of each week? Then what do you want to achieve by the end of the month? End of 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. If you get this focused from now, I can assure you that when it gets to Christmas, you're going to be so proud of what you've done between now and then, that it doesn't matter how much industry experience you've got, how long you've been in your business. You'll find that if you do this now, from now until the end of December, that you'll go into 2018 with a completely different outlook in your business. So I'm going to leave that there, because that's step one complete. So tomorrow is going to be the next step, which is step 2. So if you can make sure, if you want to obviously be part of this, if you can make sure that you are either watching this back and taking notes, but please do, put this into practice and try it, because I'm not just here just for the sake of it. I'm doing it to really, really help people all over the world with their businesses. So I know that my previous lives have made a big difference to people's businesses. So this is why I do this for free, to help people. So I've bought the courses, I've spent thousands of dollars on courses to be trained. And I'm giving them this back out for free, because I want to help people. And I know that not everyone can afford training. Some are maybe on the fence and thinking, well, I might do, I might not do. But I'm here to give value, without expecting anything back in return. So because I haven't mentioned a business, and because I haven't pitched or done anything on this video, you can share it to your team, you can share it to a group, you can share it to your Facebook. I encourage this content to be shared, because the more people it can help, the better. So because I'm not mentioning anything, it's not pitching to your team in any shape or form. So by all means, share the content. I'm absolutely happy with that. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you on tomorrow's live. So it will be 9 o'clock UK time for the rest of the next 6 days, or 6 evenings, should I say. So thanks very much for watching, and I'm going to go back in and read all the comments now. Speak to you later. Bye.